Welcome back to all you tombstone tourists out there. Here we are for another episode of Spooky Slumbers, designed to help you sleep, like the long departed. Before we get spooky tonight, please leave us a rating or review, and share the podcast with someone who would like to get creepy cozy too. If you want longer, more in-depth stories, please check our spooky store. The link is in the show notes. In tonight's highly requested story, we are going to visit a haunted mansion. You will explore the house and its rooms. You will meet a ghostly woman who is a guardian of the house and all the creatures inside it, which are mostly sleepy cats lounging on various bits of antique furniture. You will visit the sitting room, the library, the dining hall, and then finally the widow's walk. As the story is being told, you can fall into a deep sleep at any time that feels right to you. And if you fall asleep now, you can return to it at any time in the future. Before we discover the haunted mansion and the secret it holds, we're going to take a few deep breaths and get ourselves settled. So, take a minute to breathe in a deep breath and feel the weight of your body being supported by your bed. Exhale slowly and notice all the points of contact where your body is being supported. You take another breath and exhale again as you sink deeper into your bed. Let your body go, surrendering to sleep, knowing there is nothing left for you to do today. All tasks are completed, and the Spooky Slumbers haunted mansion is ready for you. You can feel your body beginning to rest, starting with your toes. Now your legs rest their full weight onto the bed. Your stomach relaxes, your back and shoulders relax and are resting. Your chest and throat rest. Your face lets go of any tension. Your mind relaxes and thoughts may come and go, but you don't hold on to them. You let them slip through your mind without placing any importance on them. You let them go off into the stormy night in front of you, where they will get washed away by the rain. No need to chase them. Just let them go. You find yourself at the front door of the haunted mansion. You have been on one of your nighttime walks when the gentle rain started to get heavier. You realize that a storm was coming, and you start to look for somewhere to shelter for a short time. Ahead, you see diffused lights through the rain, and relief drains any worries from your body and mind. As you get closer, you see that it is a house, a very large house. Perhaps it could even be called a mansion. You enter the wrought iron gate and notice a sign that says, "Abandoned," but the lights are welcoming enough to draw you in, and you think that somebody must be around. There is a pulley doorbell in front of you, but you don't need to use it as the door opens for you with a creepy creak. You don't feel scared, and you step inside. You expect someone to be there, but you can't see anybody, just a long hallway stretched out in front of you. There is a hardwood floor with a luxurious purple runner down the center of the hallway, stretching out in front of you. You have been told that this old mansion is haunted, but it seems quite cozy and very well kept. There are busts lining the walls. You think these must be made in the likenesses of the previous occupants of the house. As you walk by, you get a feeling that they might be watching you. and although you don't see it, you feel their eyes moving as you walk through the dimly lit hallway. You aren't worried by this. In fact, you have a comforting feeling that they are watching out for you and are interested in you as a new visitor to this old, creaky mansion. You follow the long, soft carpet down the hallway, making muffled footstep noises as you go. There are many doors either side of you as you pass through the hallway, large, heavy wooden doors. They have ornate round handles with gold detailing. Many doors that no doubt lead to many rooms filled with interesting knickknacks and oddments, but these doors are closed. Ahead of you, however, you see a warm light coming from one doorway that is, in fact, open. You head towards it and peek inside. Inside the room, you see a woman with a ghostly pallor sitting on an ornate chair. In front of her is an easel, and she holds a thin paintbrush in one hand. She doesn't immediately turn to you. Instead, she continues to make gentle strokes on the painting, letting you investigate the room at your own leisure. It is a spacious room with heavy velvet swags hanging like parted waterfalls from the towering windows. There is antique furniture, plenty of places to lounge on cozy seats with fine, hand-embroidered pillows. Embroidery shows Gothic-themed patterns and images. One that catches your eye is a needlepoint spider with a cobweb made of lace. There are mahogany side tables with bejeweled lamps, casting dramatic shadows on the walls. On the table in front of the ghostly woman there is a collection of paints and delicate paintbrushes. There is a palette with mustard yellows, oranges, inky blues and greens. The painting in progress depicts a scene of a delightfully friendly-looking cat in a forest, scampering in the moonlight. Speaking of delightful cats, you notice it is not only you and the ghostly woman in the room, but that there are several cozy kitties lounging on various pieces of soft furnishings. There is one pure white cat stretched out on a Persian rug, its fur ruffled up from being fussed. It stretches out one paw in your direction and then is completely relaxed, rolling onto one side. There is a sleek black cat curled up and purring over one of the armchairs by the window. Even though the rain is like cold teardrops at the window, this cat is completely sleepy and content. And the fact that the resident kitties are so relaxed, snoozing, stretching and purring, lets you know that you can completely relax here. Up until this point you always thought that the old mansion... that an old mansion haunted by ghosts would be scary. But in fact you feel safe knowing that any ghosts here are here to protect the house and all the creatures within it. They know that you are a friend to the house, and you can see yourself spending a long, cozy evening here. There is a rumble of thunder, and a flash lights up the room for a brief second. You feel very lucky to be inside where it's warm and dry. You see the ghostly woman take a cloth napkin and wipe the tip of her paintbrush on it, leaving an inky mark. She carefully sets it down on the table in front of her and says, "Would you like to explore the house?" She stands up, smoothing out her glowing white dress, and takes hold of a large silver candelabra with 5 long-stemmed white candles to light the way on your tour through the house. You leave the sitting room and return to the hallway that now somehow seems even longer, and with even more doors. The entrance seemed so far away now, and you were completely enveloped in the warmth and positivity radiating through the house. The first room you're taken to appears to be a library. There are tables lit with candles, casting light on bookshelves that go from floor to ceiling. Hundreds of cloth-bound books line the walls, from Emily Dickinson to Edgar Allan Poe, and you breathe in the smell of hundreds of years of knowledge. You run a hand across the books, taking out a random one and flicking through its stiff, crinkled pages. Just then you see books appear to be moving out of the bookcase of their own accord. But on closer inspection you can see silvery, translucent hands in the candlelight, selecting and opening books to be read on a stormy evening. There is a window in the corner with a window seat, filled with cushions and a folded up blanket. You know that you could spend some time here, and you can return here any time you like whilst you are here at the haunted mansion. But for now, it's time to go for a walk and see some of the other rooms the house has to offer. The ghostly woman in her white nightgown and silvery hair leads you out of the library and further into the house. You can hear the shuffling of feet as if there are other people walking in the hallway. You can't see anyone though. Well, or maybe just a glimpse of an outline here or there in the candlelight as they make their way from one room to the next. You continue to follow the woman past stately floral displays and old mirrors and even older paintings. She takes you into a room with a large archway at the entrance. It is even more grand than the previous rooms. The walls have wooden paneling at the bottom with intricate floral wallpaper at the top. There are several large windows with lace curtains and a chandelier lit with numerous candles hanging from an ornate ceiling, and below it a long dining table filled with treats of all kinds. There are jellies and cupcakes and cordials in tall crystal glasses, and there are savoury pies and pastries and platters, and in the very centre of the table there is what appears to be an exact replica of the house made entirely of gingerbread. The table is set with antique crockery, gold cutlery, and lots of candles. You wonder who could have made any of this, and who they have made it for. Just then, you see there are several spirits tucking into the fabulous offerings, talking, laughing, and enjoying themselves. You know that you can help yourself to anything here. It is all on offer for the residents of the house and those that find themselves wandering the rooms at midnight. There is music playing, and you are comforted by how happy the spirits appear to be here. At that moment, a large grandfather clock strikes 12, and with one eyebrow raised, the ghostly woman looks as though she has somewhere special to take you. That somewhere is the Widow's Walk. The Widow's Walk is a room at the top of the house overlooking the grounds. In fact, you can see out for miles around. The storm has now passed over, and the night is calm, and the still moon bright. You can see mountains in the distance and woods all around you. You take a minute to take in the scenery. You can see fairy lights in the grounds, and just outside of the house is a garden with a large water feature made of stone. Your shoulders drop and you relax whilst looking at the peaceful landscape in front of you. You feel very privileged to be in such a place and to be able to soak in the atmosphere. The ghostly woman then leads you down the wooden stairs to the floor below the Widow's Walk. The floor is thickly carpeted, and all the doors have keys with small silky tassels attached to them. One of the doors is open slightly, and a warm, inviting light draws you in. You step inside the room and see a large 4-poster bed in front of you. You know you are welcome to curl up here any time that you like. You slip off your shoes and lie down on the bed. You take a deep breath knowing that you are perfectly safe here. You let your body relax into the bed, letting yourself fall gently to sleep. You know that you can rest now, and when you wake, you will feel completely restored and ready for the day ahead. Thank you for joining us for another spooky evening. But for now, sleep well, spooky slumberer, and we will see you next time.